hold on to your vinyl. It's ProgHat.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're stopping by, I appreciate it. If you just clicked on the video to watch it, I thank you very much. I hope everyone is doing well. Well, we're in the month of July. June went by real quick. Now the purpose and the meaning of this video is to share one of my favorite prog rock classic albums, if that made any sense what I just said. A prog rock classic to me. And sometimes I find myself tying it with my all-time favorite album of prog, and that's The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. And then I think, no ProgHat. It all began with Dark Side of the Moon, so I leave it at number one. But this one is up there, probably most likely in the top 5. My thoughts, my review on a groundbreaking album from 1969. I know, folks, you've heard it all. I'm not adding anything or saying my review, my opinion, my words tops anybody's thoughts on this record. I love this album. Yes, we're talking about King Crimson's In the Court of a Crimson King. From beginning to end, you get 5 masterpieces, songs, lyrics that are just great poetry. You know, I might not understand everything about poetry, and sometimes I do, but just those images of some of the words in these songs just kind of put you there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this record this evening. I put it on as I was organizing my record collection and putting things back in order. And I pulled this out not too long ago. The Prog Corner, they had everyone that was on the panel there shared their top 10 favorite King Crimson songs, and some of their favorites were from this album. So I said, you know what, I need to pull it out and listen to it again. Now, when I first got into King Crimson, this album was the gateway, and it was through a blind buy. In my young adult years, I was at one of these thrift stores, and a pile of records, this was in the middle somewhere of it, and I was like shocked by the cover. I said, what is this about? And so I thought to myself, it looks like it's something psychedelic. And of course, you know, I've heard of King Crimson, and when I saw the name inside, I was like, I'm going to get this record. And boy, I'm so happy that I did, because now I am a big fan of King Crimson. Now, my all-time, I know I'm going to say this, all-time favorite band is Yes, but King Crimson is up there. I have great experience with all their albums, and what I mean by that, all their albums help me find peace. I can get lost from a little bit from reality, get lost into the music. Every one of their albums is different. Yeah, you know, and even later on, the lineup changed when they made albums like Beat, Discipline, and Three of a Perfect Pair. But it's really hard to say my all-time favorite, but I seem to play this one quite a bit. And so I would say that this is a great example of a prog rock album. I love everything about this album. I love that it even has a folk side to it. I love the guitar work, the mellotron, the woodwinds, the singing. I love the way each song transitions into the next song. Even when you flip it over, you got to get up and flip it over, because you don't want that transition to stop. What I mean by this, like the album begins with "In the Court of a Crimson King." When I first heard that song with headphones, I thought there's something went wrong, was going wrong with my headphones because of that, that real, almost sounds like a megaphone coming out of a voice coming from some dark cave from somewhere. And it shocked me a little bit, but I got into it really, really quick. I love that song transitioned to one of my favorites on the album, and that's "I Talk to the Wind." Those harmonics, oh my goodness, they're just beautiful. Folks, this is an album that's timeless. And there was a project I did well, you don't know until I tell you, I'm sorry about that. But a long time ago, I did a school paper project, and they always had that explain why we should save this art or this music or whatever and put it in a time capsule. This album belongs in a time capsule. We can't lose a record like this. This is a really good record. It should be full blast out there among the satellites. You just never know who's listening. And I feel like this album, that a listener could really get lost and be amazed by this music if they just put some concentration and listen to each piece of each track on this album. I'm going to go as far and say that this is a good starting point. This is going to tell you if you're really going to go to the next King Crimson album and to the next King Crimson. That's just the way I see it. That was my experience. This one led me to the next one, and then the next one, and I kept wanting more and more and more. I still want more King Crimson. I don't have everything, but I'm grateful and appreciative of what I do have. Now, what I love about this album too is that it has that free jazz side to it, with that what they call improvising. It's incredible how tight and the timing is. I mean, it does have a structure where it stays in it, and it just like, you don't want it to end, especially in the Court of a Crimson King. 24 Schizoid Man. I'm sorry. That's the song with that free jazz, and it goes right into "I Talk to the Wind." But man, that is just totally, totally awesome. This album touches a lot of genres. That's what makes it so groundbreaking. I mean, it's symphonic prog, it's jazz, it's free jazz. There's a lot of improvising. It creates these beautiful atmospheres that you can just get lost into and just want to be in that music. Sometimes that part of those atmosphere type parts of the music, it just fits into my mood and how I'm feeling in a certain day. It also has a lot of passion. You can tell by the playing, the singing. I mean, it's just very, very, I say very deep. And it's got that medieval side to it too, and the music and some of the lyrics. It's just, what can I say? It's great. I'm sure somebody else has went into a little bit more. I try to keep my videos a little bit under, and because I really want people to watch them and enjoy them and tell me later, hey, I went to go listen to that record and I bought it. I get those comments from time to time, and that's very, very kind. What else can I say? It's a timeless album, and if you don't have it, go check it out. We have Spotify. We have things now where we can go listen to music that we didn't have. A lot of times, I just remember we didn't have Spotify, YouTube, or the way we found out about music a lot of times when I was growing up is people came out and brought their records over, and we sat in a room and listened to them all day. Or we had the radio, and there were sometimes radio programs that played deep cut stuff. I remember listening to the King Biscuit Flower Hour and found out about a lot of bands that way. But this album right here stands alone on its own mountaintop with golden arches flying over it. Okay? Seriously, folks, This is a great record. I hope you will go out and listen to it and appreciate it and add it to your collection, because I don't think you will be disappointed, but I could be wrong. That's my thoughts and my little review of this album. I know I didn't touch every song on here. I know I read too that some folks said one of the weakest tunes on here is Moonchild, but I love Moonchild. I love everything about it. I mean, they use a lot of different instruments in that song, and the lyrics. I mean, let me just read this little part and then I'll end my video here. Talking to the trees of the cobweb strange, sleeping on the steps of a fountain, waving silver wands to the night bird song, waiting for the sun on the mountain. That is just beautiful. Folks, check it out. Thanks for watching my videos. Thank you to all the new subscribers. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please hit the thumbs up button and drop a comment. Talk to you later.